Greetings, my fellow warriors, boy Meckanimal, and today I want to expand on a topic that everybody has been talking about for the past 3 weeks. I decided not to make a video right when it happened because, unlike most people out there, I would not want to make such video just for attention. I wanted it to have some type of substance, and substance that is, as unfortunate as it may be, that a high-profile person had to pass before I get the opportunity to make such video. It is how it works. I mean, the world works, and sometimes it takes a high-profile personality to pass away before we realize how important life is and how we should cherish it. And that person is Kobe Bryant. Unfortunately, Kobe Bryant passed 3 Sundays ago, and along with 7 other people that people often forget to mention. And again, unfortunately, that's how the world works. You're only as relevant as your fame, and even then, over time, in spite of your fame, you get forgotten. And again, that's how the world works. What amazes me is that people, right after the passing of Kobe and his daughter Gianna, along with the people on the plane, people were all excited about preaching that life is short and that we should live every day like tomorrow is not promised, blah blah blah, and all these things. Did you guys know that that's how it is? Like, it is true. And again, that's the main reason why the main subject of the video. That's the reason why I always tend to meditate about my own mortality, about my own death. I abstain to talk about it because death is taboo. Even myself, I'm scared of death, and because I'm nowhere close to what I'm planning to achieve in this world before I go. And until then, my fear of death will always be there. That's the reason why I always meditate about my own death. Like, given that I will not be there, at least not physically, who will attend my funeral? At what stage of my life I will be when I pass. All these crazy and creepy ideas that roam my mind, here and there. So being in touch with my mortality is something that I manage to make a habit of mine, and I suggest most of us do, because if you don't, then you lose sight of that thing that happens when somebody of a major status die, or somebody close to you. In a shocking way, you realize that, man, all these things I'm complaining about, and all these people I refuse to make amend with, I should have just done it, and I should just do it. And that's what most people have strived to make happen since the passing of Kobe. And it's just something about Kobe passing, it was just different. Usually when people die, I'm one of those people that just people die every day, but it was just something about Kobe. He's a good person. He did some good stuff around on the court and outside of the court. A great advocate of women basketball, given that his daughter was trailing him to become one great basketball player as well. And it was just something different about Kobe passing. And I hope that served as tragic as it was, that served as a lesson, as a beacon for people to to notice how fragile life is and can be taken just in the blink of an eye. It doesn't really matter how rich you are, or how poor you are, how sad you are, how happy you are. You can just be taken just like that, and that's it. Your time here is over. So we all have to realize that we have more in common that we have disparities, because beyond all these political views, all this bullshit people tend to be arguing about, we all have that commonality, which is death. And the time we spend here should we spend trying to be productive and boosting our community, So it comes down to love, 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 and love. Whether it's your neighbor, whether it's your family member, we all human and we all here momentarily. Death is there lurking. So there is no reason why you should not meditate about your own mortality. You have to meditate about your own mortality. Death is imminent. And that's something I really wanted to talk about, because I do that. I practice gratitude every day, and that's what makes me a fulfilled and happy human being. People tend to want to practice gratitude when they're in trouble. Whether I'm in trouble, especially when I'm happy, I try to practice gratitude. And practicing gratitude means waking up in the morning and be happy to open your eyes. As cliche and basic as it sounds, it is really true that it's not given. And every time you wake up in the morning, be happy, take a few seconds to be grateful for being here, for your loved one, and that should be that. So usually I get to think about that on my way to work. When I wake up early in the morning, when everything is quiet, before I get to fire any type of social media or electronic device, I get to meditate about the fact that it's so amazing that I'm here today. I woke up. Wow, what a great thing. I could just sleep and continue indefinitely, and that would have been it, at least physically. So practice gratitude, and therefore when something as tragic as COVID death happened, you don't get to be caught up in the in the whole bandwagon of sharing memes about how life is not this and life is not that. Like, really, motherfucker? Did you not know that? That's true. Like, when that thing happened, I was in my bed, had like a long morning sleep, woke up, and when I went on social media, I saw somebody posting a post about Kobe, not mentioning the death. And then I scrolled down, another person mentioning something about Kobe passing. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And then I went to investigate. Man, helicopter crash. Still, like, what the fuck is going on? Like, Kobe is dead? That's weird. What happened? And then talking with friends, gossiping about it. And then they have an incoming news about that his daughter was in the helicopter, and that was just it, man. You're like, wow, like both of them gone, and the one that was, kind of trailing his path, and the one that shared the passion that he had for the game, just 2 generations gone in the blink of an eye. That's just weird. And death is a weird thing, and that's why I guess so I have this affinity with death, I like to think about death all the time, meditating about death all the time. Why are we here? What's our purpose? It humbles you. But people tend to talk about it a lot, but they don't really think it. Because if you were really to think about your mortality, how fragile life is, I think all this bullshit of quarrels and wars and all this thing will not be going. And again, I mean, I can't really blame human nature, but I think you can be that next level human by taking time to to you know to elevate yourself to that level, to that level of synchronity with death, and then understand that you can be a really productive human being, and so that even when it happens right now, you did the best you could, and there's no regrets, and nothing that if you could go back, you wouldn't, you will regret, you'll be regretting, So, like right now, if something was to happen, I think I've lived my life the best way I could. Proud, I've achieved what I wanted to. I live by my own rule. A little bit of introvert, but uh, making sure that I'm a productive member of society, helping people when need be, and at the same time not letting people, I mean, walk on my, taking my kindness for weakness and abusing my kindness, stuff like that. Living by rules, principle, but above all, be treat everybody equal. That's the hardest thing as human. I think we out to do. It's very hard to do to kind of manage, balance that ego, and be able to treat people as equally as possible, and be a productive member of society. So tomorrow, if I pass, I know I did the right thing. I was a very happy person. The only regret will be not to be able to live long enough to see my offspring, bloom to other successful members of society. I think if I was to reach an age where I get to witness that, to me, I can go happy with a smile, and whatever is awaiting out there will be just fine by me. So don't wait for major high profile personality to pass before you realize that we have a lot more in common that we think, and you should transcend above, beyond this political aspiration and these tribal quarrels, to hug each other and be nice to each other, and when need be, you fight and defend, protect your own, as a legit human should be. So yeah, meditate about death as much as possible, before bed, after bed, throughout the day. Anytime something happy happens, something wonderful happens, and you're so excited about what just happened, think about death. And then you realize that death could have happened just before that happy moment. And death could happen just right after that happy moment. So that's usually how I try to always be ahead of it. And when it's time to go, I guess it's time to go. But I know that I still have a lot to do here. So yes, that's my way to spread the message of love, and inspire you guys to live your life by your own rules, by no peer pressure. Do what makes you happy, and the most important is to treat your neighbor and your surrounding people as equally as possible, and with the most respect as possible. Pretty much treat other people the way you want it to be treated, and live your life by a code, the code of honor and respect. So that's my message. And it took Kobe passing, because I didn't know him personally, but I can tell he was a good person. I don't care what you say about him, because he inspired a lot of people, a lot of us who played basketball growing up. And as we got more mature, even his mentality on the court, he was one of those people who had that. When it mattered, he made it happen. That clutch time, Kobe was the man. So whether you Laker fan or not, you knew that, yeah, Kobe just had it, and I'm sure he lived his life the way he wanted to. He worked hard, inspired a number of us, and even though he won't live to see his daughters grow up to be matured and, full blown productive member of society, I'm sure whatever he is, he will be happy of what he's done. So I just, yeah, my heart goes out to the family, especially the wife and the kids. They can't imagine waking up the next day after the tragedy and realize that those people are gone. It's crazy. It's just, I don't think I can um, magnify it enough. Nobody can until you find yourself in such situation. And may God give them the power to heal and move on. And again, I don't like to bother people about my mother passing away, but I mean, I've come to accept it. But yeah, it's just like I said, made it, even then after her passing, I got even more in sync with death, and it's a great thing to meditate about death. It keeps you at peace, and it keeps you ready for anything, and it makes you really go fast about doing what you need to do, not postponing. Because there's a lot of things I tend to postpone because I think I have time. Even though I know I don't have time, it's just a human thing to try to postpone, be lazy pretty much about it. So a lot of time I get to overcome it, and even the fact that I've been posting a lot more this year is one of the reasons why meditating about death made me realize that I don't have time. And as instead of overthinking about the quality or the type of content, I should just put it out. Because once I'm gone, the only thing people get to remember me for is my body of work. Whatever digital work I've left, that's pretty much the only way people remember me. At least people who are far away from me, who people that I never got in touch with. So this is, if you didn't know, that's one of the reasons why I'm super active and super productive in my YouTube production. And I don't want you to think about to worry about the fact that I'm depressed or like how you call that thing, uh, anxious about death, or no, I'm not. No, none of that. I have plenty of life in front of me. I'm just getting started. But like I said, you just never know, man. Death is unpredictable. I want to live to be 100. I want to live to be 100 and something. Why not? If that's my fate, I want to, and I'll do my best. Live my life with the greatest quality as I can to be able to reach that. But even then, you just never know. Freaky stuff can happen. Freaky disease can strike you. You can't fight your genetics sometimes. So those are the things that you need to keep in mind, and trying to have that like knocking in the back of your head whenever you tend to be what you call selfish, or how you call it, ungrateful, stuff like that. Nothing is given. Just do the right thing. So that's that, man. I don't want to digress any more than that. So this will serve as a video as well. in years ahead of time. One day when I'm gone, you get to see deep inside my mind uh, the intricacy of my psyche, and that's that. But again, I'm not planning to die anytime soon. But I just want you guys to meditate about your own mortality. Look at yourself, feel yourself, how special it is to be around. And then all of a sudden, boom, it's gone. And you are not here to witness whatever is going on. The world's going to keep going. So make sure that you leave a legacy that is to be remembered among your loved one. So be good to people, treat them with fairness, and I think your legacy will be fair enough. All right, enough talking. Everything is and will always be the Meckanimal way. Meditate about death because you are fucking mortal. Salute.